Welcome to another tutorial, and this time we're gonna be looking at how to make this kind of a more realistic looking walls. I'm gonna show you some things you can do to make your walls look a little bit more realistic. And so let's get into Maya and get started. So this is the scene we're gonna be working with. You can see there's nothing here. It just let me just remove this my render. That was my resolution gate. So let's start here with a simple box for our that's gonna be our main wall that we're gonna be using. So for this wall, I'm going to let's increase it. Let's make it something like 1400 cm, and maybe for the height, let's make it maybe 700. That's about 7 meters. So I think this is fine. You see, we're experiencing some artifacts here. So what we can do to fix this is to adjust our camera settings. Just click on that, and here let's see if we go to the near clipping plane and make it like 1. I think that will solve that problem. Okay, so I think that was because the image is either too far or too close to the camera. So you can adjust this to if you're having that kind of problem, you can adjust this to here. But for example, if we try to make this one like, let's say 100, you can see our image has disappeared. So if we increase it a little bit, then the image comes back again. But if you try to zoom it back, you can see the image is disappearing again. That means they are outside of camera. The camera cannot see it. So what we can do is I normally just add a lot more zero there, so I can be able to, no matter how big is my scene is, that is enough for the camera to see everything in the scene. So okay, let's get back to business here. So for this one, I want to increase the thickness of this wall. Maybe let's make it something like 30, or let's say 40. Okay, and for this back face, I'm gonna delete it. So one thing with designing something like a wall like this is that you're gonna add some more details, because if you don't have enough details, your scene is gonna look like fake and not enough information to make it look more realistic. Just like when you see like this one that we have here, you can see one of the things that make it really looking real is the imperfection of these bricks. You know, this is one of the things that we're gonna be looking at, the imperfection of the bricks. And you can see like this window that we have here, because if I have to make it just a simple wall here, it might not look so real, but just this window that we added here gave it a lot of details and give it more realistic look. So actually what we can do, let's model in this this window before we come to the fun part here, that making these brick walls here. Okay, so let's do that window first. So I'm gonna use my multi-cut tool. What I do is I have all my tools just added to the shelf here. Let me show you how I get them there. For example, this one here, I will show you my favorite tools that I use. I have here delete all by type, history, and what else do I have here? And I have something like create. I have polygons. I added all these things to my shelf here, and I have here modify, freeze transformation, which is this one right here, and also center the pivot, which is this one right here, which is here, just in case you see me using it. And also I have here, I have create. This one you see here, measurement tool that I use. Maybe I'll be using it very soon. So I have it, I got it from I think here, measurement tools is here. And When you come to mesh here, I have combine, I have separate, which is these two right here. And what else do I have here? And then you have edit mesh. Here I have, let me see, I have this merge, which is here, and merge to center that I put here. So for you to put them on your shelf, for example, this one, delete edge and vertex, which is this one right here. If you hold your Control and Shift and click on it, you can see it will just appear right here. So I'm gonna delete it. So most of the tools that I use, I have them put here. Okay, so let's use this multi-cut tool, which is, I think is from sometimes when I add them I forget. So it's right here. You can just click it and you press Control and you just click and maybe click another one. Then so this is our window. Let me just position it a little bit like this. So what we can do is, I want to know the distance between the floor here and the beginning of the window. Okay, so let's see, let's go to our front view here, and let me just move this like so. So it starts from the origin. Just make it deep a little bit. So let me see, let me measure the distance between here and right here. It's about 170. That is too high. So what I can do is, I will grab this one and just bring it down to, like, let's say 120. Let me see if I can grab that. Just make it about 120, something like that. Okay, so let me grab this one again and just bring it down to about that one. So it doesn't have to be exact. Okay, so, and I want this one to be, maybe the height of this window to be like 140 or 120 or something. So what I can do is also grab this one, just bring it down a little bit like so. Okay, I think I like it like this. Maybe reduce this one a little bit. Okay, so what we can do now is, let's take this one and just extrude it. Just click on this one and then you extrude, push it back like 30, then we can delete it. We don't need that one. So what we need to do now is, let us, you see this measurement tool here that I used is like getting in my way. So what I can do is just select it here and just delete it. So now let's add some window frames here, because this is all about details. Okay, so let's create some another box and just bring it here. Let's make it just increase it a bit. Let's make it something like 4.5. Yeah, like that, and increase it. Bring it here. Okay, I think I'm gonna make it a little bit wider, like that, deeper, so it covers a lot more in there. So put it like so. So just slight intersection with the wall is fine. So I'm gonna duplicate it and move it to this side. Okay, and then duplicate it and rotate this time, make it 90. Let's come to so let us like bevel the edges. So what I can do is just grab all of them like this, combine. I think I need to change something here. Okay, it's fine. So let's grab it like that, and not that one, this one, and this one. We grab it and then we combine it. Okay, and then we select all the edges and we bevel it, so we can be catching some reflections from there. Make it maybe 0.2 and like that. You see, now we can have some light bands, some reflections there. I think for this wall as well, I think I also want to bevel here, but just very let me see what happened. Isolate this one and let's try it again. Okay, so now just make it like 0.1 and this one just 4. Okay, nice looking. See, we're having some nice details there. So what we need to do now is we need to put in the windows. So we can duplicate this one and separate it. So Control Shift select this one to deselect, and then we can delete the other ones. So what we can do now is let's center this frame in the middle of this frame of this one. So we just click on that, go to edit. No, I think it's right here as align tools, which I have here. So you just click on it and you can see you click on this one, then it will just center that one right there. Okay, so we can just add some details. Doesn't have to be perfect, you know, just something to give it more realism. Okay, so so let's put in the windows. So we create another box here, move it here. This time we're gonna create another panel as well for the windows. So let's just make it 6 cm wide. Okay, so and we can increase increase it to say about that. Doesn't have to be this too thick, so make it something like 2, thickness to be 2, that's good. And bring it there, duplicate it. I'm gonna put one right here. I'm gonna use it for the windows, and then this one, duplicate and rotate 90 degrees. And let's go to the front view here. Okay. And bring it down. So this is gonna be what we can do now is also combine it. Delete history. I think I'm gonna just remove this backspace here, and then bevel it slightly. Let's give it a slight bevel, maybe 0.1, like that, and think that will be nice. So this will be now the window panels. So this is you know, when you're making this, you want to add some realism to your render. It's really not just that simple. You create something and render. No, you gotta create some props, something around it to just make it give it some more realism. So that's why we have to do all this. Let me just grab this one and extrude, and I'm just gonna offset it like so, maybe 3 is fine. And then what I can do is bring it out like that. Okay, and then also bevel it so we have some like that. So let's combine that one, and I'm going to move this up here. And maybe just duplicate it. And like so. Let's do it from the front view here. I'm just gonna combine it and just move it up slightly. Okay, and I will move it here. You see, that's going to be our window. Let me see. So it's position it a little bit better here. Okay, so now that our window is done, what we're gonna do now is let's now start to do this wall. So what we can do is let's add more resolution to the wall that we're gonna be using. So I'm gonna use this I think is this one, insert edge loop, and here I will increase the number of edges that I want to add to like maybe 12, and then you click, you get that. Then let me reduce it to like 5 and click on this side, click on this one, and let me see, we can just put 3 here and on this side and maybe here. Okay, maybe this one too. Now that we have some resolution here, let's now give it a material. So just right click, go to assign new material, like here, and I have my unknown materials put in my favorite. So I'm gonna be using this one, air standard surface, delete history, and then let me name it wall material. And then here I'm gonna increase the roughness to like 7, and this one as well, let me also give it a material, also the same AI material, and name it wood material. Okay, so and for this wood as well, I'm going to increase the roughness as well to that. So for this one, we're gonna give it a texture. So here you select the material node, and you come to color and click on materials, and here this is the wall that we're gonna be using. You put it there. You can see how it's looking. That's not what we want. So you go to UV, and let's use you can use auto map this time. I think it doesn't matter. Okay, so when you do that, let's go to our hyper shade, and I'm just going to clear my messy hyper shade here, and select this material, and you click on this one, so it's gonna map it here. Okay, so when it maps it here, we just go in, we are looking for this placement 2D here, and here we can repeat these textures. So let's see, let's make it like 4 by 4. I think that is I think I'll say 4 by 2. Okay, I think this is looking good. But now this is what I wanted to tell you here. Like, you see our window here. Okay, let's go to the front view here. Let me show you this more properly. You see this wall here is, this brick here is very, very big. It's very huge. So how do we know? If you can, you see this is 43 cm. That's there's no break that big. So what we need to do is we're gonna keep increasing our increasing the repeat, so that we get this break as small as possible. Remember, this is about like 120 or something, so we need a lot more repeat here to get this looking more real. So let's do this one like 8x4. I think this is looking good now. Let's say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Let's make 9 by maybe 4.5, something like this. 1 2 3 4. I think the size of this break is looking more realistic now. Okay, so I think I'm gonna use it like this. So let's come back to our image here. So what we can do is, to get this looking really nice, we need to add some more a few more objects, because if we render it like this, it's gonna look okay, but let's add in some few more props here. Okay, and increase it. This is like a bench. Okay, this bench, let's give it something like let's say 20 by like 40 or something like that, and just push it into the wall, and just put it to the end here and bring it down. Let's bevel it, give it some nice bevel. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is I'm going to add some textures here as well, just like I did here. You don't want to watch me doing all that, and I don't want the video to be too long. So because some of you say the video is a little bit too long with some of my previous videos, so I'm just gonna pause the video while I add some textures here, and then I'll be right back. So I've added the bench, and I've also added some fence here, and added some kind of a little bit more stuff around here, so that we can give it a more realistic view. So I've also I have my image based lighting here that we're gonna use to be doing this, and also I added a tree so that we can catch some reflections and some shadows. Okay, and also what we're gonna do is let's add in something, the floor here, to catch some shadows. So let's do that. Let's create just a plane and just make it very big to cover, like so. And this one, we're gonna give it this AI shadow matte. Okay, that's all you need to do to it. And then let's try to render and see how this is looking. Okay, this is looking fine. So one thing we can do is to add our something like a directional light to be able to help us increase the shadows around. So let me close this, and let's create Maya light, directional light, this one right here. Let's increase it so we can see it. I'll just bring it out here, maybe rotate it like so, something like that. Let's see how that is doing. Maybe here. I think we can just rotate it a little bit more. Yeah, you can see the shadow of this tree bouncing around here, and you can see the shadow of this this fence. You can see it here. So I think we are getting there. So what I'm gonna do now is let me just set up my do a little bit more settings here, and then I will shoot the final render. Maybe just rotate this light a little bit like so, and maybe like that. I think this is all we need to do here. Let's try again. Yeah, now we are getting a more the shadow. Before they were too far away. So okay, so I'm gonna let this render finish, and then I will be back. So the render is finished. This is the final render, and what I did is I rotated the light a little bit more so that we can see the shadow here, and make the shadow of the light, the tree also, before it were extending all the way here, which we don't really need, you know. It's all about making it look a little bit more real. It doesn't really add any functionality or something like that. So this is how to get this done. So if you have any question, please don't forget to ask in the comment below, and please, if you haven't subscribed, please do so, and hit the notification bell so that you can always be notified when we post new videos. Thank you for supporting this channel, and I will see you again in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.